Your first $1,000 feels impossible, but your second one becomes easier for reasons most people never understand. Most people quit right after their first small win. They think the struggle never ends. That misunderstanding keeps them stuck longer than necessary. Making your first $1,000 is not hard because the amount is big. It's hard because everything is new. You are learning how money moves. You are learning how effort turns into income. You are learning how people decide to pay. Before your first $1,000, money feels abstract. It feels distant. It feels outside your control. You don't fully trust that your actions can create income. You try different things. Some work a little. Most don't work at all. That creates doubt, not because you're incapable, but because nothing feels predictable yet. You question every move. You overthink small decisions. You hesitate before taking action. That hesitation slows everything down. But once you earn your first $1,000, something important changes. Money stops being an idea. It becomes a real response to your effort. You now know something for sure. Money can come to you because of what you do, not luck, not motivation, not hope. That certainty removes a heavy mental weight. The first $1,000 teaches you how money responds to your actions. The second $1,000 benefits from that lesson. That is why the second one becomes easier. Not because you suddenly get smarter, not because life becomes easier, but because uncertainty disappears. And uncertainty is what makes the first one so difficult. Now, let's talk about what changes in real life after the first $1,000. Before that first milestone, every step feels risky. Every move feels like a gamble. You ask yourself if this will work. You wonder if you are wasting time. You fear that no one will pay. After the first $1,000, those thoughts lose power. You already have proof. Someone paid you. Your effort created value. Your actions worked. So the second time, you move faster. You don't overthink the message. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You don't spend days deciding. You repeat what worked. That alone makes earning easier. Another big shift happens with pricing. Before your first $1,000, charging money feels uncomfortable. You hesitate. You lower your price. You feel the need to explain yourself. After your first $1,000, pricing feels normal because you have already seen people say yes. That confidence does not come from motivation. It comes from experience. Systems also begin to form. Before your first $1,000, everything feels manual. You guess every step. You rely on effort instead of structure. After your first $1,000, patterns appear. You notice which actions bring results. You notice which tasks waste time. You notice which situations drain energy. That awareness saves effort. Saved effort makes consistency possible. The second $1,000 benefits from efficiency. The first one does not. This is where many people misunderstand what is happening.
They expect money to feel easier emotionally right away. It doesn't. Stress does not disappear overnight. Fear does not vanish instantly. So they assume nothing has changed. But the real change is not emotional. It is structural. Think about learning a new skill. At first, everything feels overwhelming. Every step requires attention. Every mistake feels big. Later, the same task feels lighter, not because it changed, but because you changed. Money works the same way. The first $1,000 is learning how money works. The second $1,000 is working with familiarity. That familiarity reduces friction. This is why people who quit after their first small win never build momentum. They confuse discomfort with failure. They think that if it still feels hard, they must be doing something wrong. That assumption is false.
What they are experiencing is transition. They are moving from confusion to clarity, and that stage always feels awkward. Another reason the second $1,000 becomes easier is decision speed. Before the first $1,000, decisions feel heavy. Every choice feels permanent. Every mistake feels costly. After the first $1,000, decisions feel lighter. You test faster. You adjust faster. You recover faster. That speed compounds. Not money compounding, experience compounding. This is also why chasing big numbers too early creates frustration. People aim for 10,000 before they understand 1,000. They skip the learning phase, then they wonder why nothing lasts. The first $1,000 is not about money. It is about understanding how value turns into income. Once that connection is clear, repeating it becomes easier. Not effortless, not automatic, but easier. If you are still working toward your first $1,000, this matters, because it means you are closer than you think. The hardest part is not scaling. It is proving to yourself that money responds to your actions. Once that proof exists, momentum begins. And momentum feels very different from struggle. This is also why comparing yourself to others does not help. You only see their results. You don't see their first $1,000 anymore. Everyone struggles at the beginning. Very few stay long enough to benefit from the shift. If you want the next logical step, what to do after your first $1,000 so you don't lose momentum, subscribe. This channel is about understanding money clearly, without hype.